Hi, this is Farstarter, and this is a review of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Decade in Shinkocchou Seihou line. So this is the packaging. Probably you're familiar with it. The figure is kind of on a grainy take. And then we have the SH Figuarts blurb on top and the bottom, and then Kamen Rider Decade. And then at the back we have some poses and some details about the figure. So let's open the box so I can tell you more about Kamen Rider Decade. Another rider taking helm in the Shinkocchou Seihou line is Kamen Rider Decade. Aside from the obvious update from a 5-year-old mold, the superb details lie on the belt. This one have all past rider logos and the buttons are now colored. Looking at the paint apps, this is now truer to its magenta motif that is also more fluid than the previous release. There are 8 extra hands, 1 extra violent emotion head, the right booker in default gun and sword mode, extra belt, and his rider cards. Rather than just 10 cards, the set includes Illusion, Common Card, Slash, Blast, and Invisible. There are 2 parts of the holy hands that are different from each other to have a better difference for handling the sword or the gun. The right booker in default mode can be attached on the right side of the figure, and it will able to hold at least 1 card inside. Finally, to use the extra open version of the Deca driver, you need to remove the one attached on the figure and the white sensor. Reattach the white part on the open version and on the figure. The sensor can easily slug any cards in for that added realism touch. So let's go through the articulation points for this figure. We have a head and neck joint right here, very nice articulation. The shoulder pad seems like it feels like Agito's version or some of the new riders. Like we have a shoulder pad that goes in and out. It has a different peg altogether. And then a rotating arm, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, a wrist joint, and then upper torso and waist. You can go 360 if you want to. The belt is loose from the waist, so it doesn't really hinder on the articulation for the mid section of the figure. We have a leg movement that goes in and out. Some restrictions, I think, going back. I'm not so sure, but I know you can stretch it all the way back, but just be careful about it because I did hear or read some of the comments from the same people who had this that it snaps, so be careful. And we have upper thigh swivel right here, kind of tight from what I can. As you can see right here, I'm really struggling to move the upper thigh joint, double jointed knees, an ankle joint, and a toe joint. Some of the changes will be very obvious from the old. The reason why I'm not going to do side-by-side comparisons because that figure from 2009-2010 has really been outdated. So the things that you need to know, or things that is surprising for the Shinkocchou Seihou version of Kamen Rider Decade, is that the colors or the magenta in this figure is probably more prominent, and then the ankle right here has been changed to a more plasticky version, unlike before we used Bandai used die cast. And the belt right here is really nice. It feels like die cast too. I might be wrong about it, but it does feel really solid. And you can see the colors right here are now different from before. It pops out very well. If you have this version of Kamen Rider Decade, you will know that the Decade name here is very visible, unlike the first version. And all the symbols right here, if you have 20/20 vision, unlike me, you can definitely see these in highly detailed versions of the logos of the other 9 riders. And in terms of articulation, again, this has been updated. That this is very nice. And I think if you are going to get your first Kamen Rider Decade, I suggest you go with the Shinkocchou Seihou version because it has the normal version and also the violent face version. Again, since this is a Shinkocchou Seihou release, the corrections from the first two have been done for this latest offering. It already combined with a violent emotion, which I think is more cost effective than it was. Similarly to Agito, the attention to detail is more focused on the belt that is more accurate from the color, the symbols needed to be included, as well as the word Decade placed on top. What is truly missing, and I was hoping that this was released, are the updated version of the big translucent rider cards, if you recall, to create his final attack or transformation sequence. The upside, even though I didn't show in this review, is that the belt fits in some Shinkocchou Seihou figures like Kuga and Agito. A must try if you had those in Shinkocchou Seihou versions. And that is my review of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Decade in Shinkocchou Seihou line. If you want to know the possibilities for this figure, do check out the photos at the end of the video, and don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more toy reviews. Some of the parts right here can be spread out. I don't like these.